It's good. Whoa! Coffee time, friends. How you doing? It's coffee time. It's burger time. We are going to have... The coffee's so good. We're going to have just some plain old burgers. I was going to do something different with the burgers. And Mama said, I thought you said you just want burgers today. And I said, well, I was going to do something a little different with them if I could see them smash burgers. And she said, let's just have some burgers today and eat.
That's right.
I said, yes, ma'am. And to be honest with y'all, I'm ready for just some burgers too.
I forgot to see if I had French fries.
Oh, you want French fries? That sounds good. So I'm going to do about half a pack of this chuck here. This is half a pack of extra lean ground chuck. We'll get another meal out of that. I'll put him over there. So in this bowl is just some lean ground chuck. Now I don't always do this little thing here, but sometimes I like to. And it really does taste better to me. I like to mix it all up. I want flavor in every bite of that burger. So this is just some chuck here. This is just some fresh cracked pepper. This is tri-colored peppercorns. Y'all know about them. Everybody likes them, I think, probably. And I like some good black pepper. Good black pepper going in. Just like that. And of course, we reach over a little bit of table salt. Just some table salt. And then, of course, a little bit of the Southern Secret. Y'all, Southern Secret. This is onion and garlic flavor. And how much am I putting in all this? How much meat did I start with? Originally, it was
2 pounds.
2 pounds, Mama says. It's all wadded up here. Originally, it was 2 pounds. I used about a half a pound. So it's a half a pound.
A pound.
A pound? Okay.
Well, it's just a little over a pound, so you used a half a pound.
So I used half. That's what I said. This ain't no pound. So this will be a good half pound each burger. This is a half a pound, and we'll make 2 burgers. What I'm trying to say. Boy, it took me a while to get that said, didn't it? So I did put it on there, layer it, and then I mixed it in, and I put it on there and layered it again. I know I like to use a spatula with my meat. Don't judge. This is just the way I do it. It's the way I've done it for years. I don't have a problem doing it this way. People act like, oh, you have to do it. You don't have to do nothing. You can do it however you want to. You don't have to do nothing. You don't have to get your hands in there to mix the meatloaf. You don't have to get your hands in there to mix a hamburger patty. You can, and there's nothing wrong with it. Yes, I agree. God gave you your hands first. And then he come along, he gave us spatulas. Just saying. He gave us feet before he gave us cars, but I don't see a traffic jam on the side of the road. Always just in the middle. So if you don't want to use your hands to do it, you can say, well, I've seen John do it in a bowl, and he did just fine. He had no problem whatsoever. And he even made 2 perfect little patties right there. Ain't that right, Mama?
Yeah, that's good.
He even made 2 patties. He had no problems. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors. Okay, so that is the hamburger. And I am going to make these 2 perfect little patties. Mama does this sometimes too. And sometimes she'll do hands on, sometimes she don't. Ain't that right, Mama?
I try. I don't put my hands in it either much.
She don't. Sometimes she'll do stuff for you all, and I'm like, Mama, I ain't never seen you do that. Well, I just did it. Alright, so this is the micro pro grill that you all got. And some of you said, show us how to cook in it, John. Right here it is. This is some extra virgin olive oil. And I'm just going to Don't have to do this, but it does give it a little flavor. All right, and I've got my 2 patties made up here. And no, I've not touched it yet. And I put my salt, pepper, and I put my seasoning in there. And I'm going to put them right in here. You can flat burn these if you want to, as they say. You can flatten them out real flat. But you don't have to, but you can. That's raw hamburger meat. We ain't touching it. We didn't, and we ain't gonna, okay? Now, there it is. It's done. Seasoned and everything. I'm not even gonna double season mine. This goes, I just put a little squirt on there, and this goes flat on there, just like that. You can take this and press it down to do that flat burn action if you want to. When we get ready, what we'll do is we'll start the fries, because they take longer than the meat now in our world, because I can get these done in about 8 minutes total. And so that, we'll put those in when the fries like about 8 minutes, and the fries are going to take about 13 minutes. All right, let's get some of this.
Get done in that length of time.
They will. Now, y'all seen me put this lettuce in there when we had wilted lettuce, and I don't remember when it was. I honestly don't. Y'all can go back and look at the video. It wasn't last week, was it, Mom?
I don't think so.
Anyhow, so let's crack this up and see what we got in the Fridge Smart. Tupperware does have these on sale for $99 for a double set. That's cheap, folks. Smells wonderful. Look how crisp and great. Now, this is the first time I've opened this. If I had been a good steward of my lettuce, I could have taken, use that condensation on there. I could have been opening this up every day or two and rubbing it out with a paper towel and keeping some of that moisture content out there, and it would have helped it even more, but it looks perfectly fine. Now let's do the old snapperoo. You hear it? You don't hear that? That's good lettuce, folks. And it's been there all this time. Mama, you want lettuce?
No, thank you.
This is the difference it makes. It takes a product and it gives it a longer life and gives you longer to use it. As I often say, when you run Tupperware, a lot of times you're purchasing time. You're purchasing longer life of your vegetables. You're purchasing like 2 hamburgers been made in 8 minutes, front, top, and bottom, no grease, no pan, not much cleanup. That's what you're purchasing. So sometimes people will say, I've got a skill to do that same thing you do. We all do. But you won't do it that fast. And it won't be that easy to clean up. Alright, this is some sweet Texas onion. I love a good sweet Texas or Vidalia onion. Mama, are you eating onion?
No, they don't. I do it just a little tiny taste.
This will be a charcuterie for one. Mama, there's you a thin. Mama will take a ring or two of that. There it is. No lettuce, no onion. Mama's not hard to cook for. Mama, what are you doing? Show them those, Mama. Show them those.
Show them.
Good night. What a fabulous find. Did y'all see these little taters here? I'll get you a good close-up. Those are Mama's taters. She brought those into the world.
All I did was stick my fingers down in the dirt.
Come over here, Mama. See, they ain't seen you.
Stick my fingers down in the dirt or an old spade-like thing. I usually use my hand and just feel around in there, and where there's a potato, I get it out. And son asked questions other times. Do you get your potatoes without digging them? Yeah, I do. I what we call gravel them out.
Gravel them out.
We just stick them in there. The flanks get green and pretty and just like it was, but I felt no, I got these out. I'm going to get me some beans and put them on it, but I don't know when it'll be. But
Are we going to have that maybe tomorrow, Mama?
I ain't got the beans picked, so I don't know.
Y'all heard it here first. She don't know. We're right up to date now. So I might have cut that rib too close. We may not get the onion back out of it.
I think so. It's hot. Didn't give it much nourishment.
Well, I'm sorry.
Not give it much.
But I mean, we'll try it.
We'll give it a 5 and change.
Look at that beautiful onion. I leave the outer part on it if I'm not going to use it immediately, and I don't think I'm going to use that one immediately. So let's go back in here to our charcuterie board. I guess it's really not a charcuterie board. We're not serving nothing on it. I just call it that because I finally learned how to say the word, and I feel proud that I'm able to use it. Charcuterie. Okay, I won't use it.
Now, what if you got corrections like you did on the gherkins or jerkins?
The gherkins. Gherkins. Who knew?
Sound like a whole lot of people.
A lot of people. I think I've been calling the wrong thing for a long time, Mama.
You probably got that from your mom.
My mama probably called them sweet little gherkins.
That's what I called them all my life.
See, there we go, folks. It's heredity. Now, this ain't Mama's tomatoes, but these tomatoes are almost starting to sprout. Which usually means they're not as fresh, but we just bought these, so we'll try them. But look how pretty and red they are. Mmm. Tastes like a good tomato. And there's really just one little section here trying to sprout or drop. We'll just knock it out.
Knock it down the patch.
We'll just knock that a little bit.
I think I'm going to go ahead and put them in here, what, 7 minutes, 8 minutes, ain't it?
Yeah, 8 minutes will do it. Oh, now that one, he's got a little spot on him. Let's just cut that little spot out. What do you say? Tomatoes, you got to know how to cut a tomato because you can't just cut them like you do a potato or something and cut the bad part off. Because once you see that and it still looks good, you gotta give it the smell test. Mama always taught me that. You'll see Mama sitting around sniffing tomatoes during tomato canning time. I bet you've seen your grandmama do it too. You cut a bad spot off, and that rotten tomato will tell on itself. Once you cut it and then give it the smell test, you're usually good to go. But that's what you got to do because even though it looks good, it might still smell funny.
Yeah. Sometimes it'll go through it, and sometimes it won't, you know.
Sometimes you're good, and sometimes you ain't, ain't you, Mama?
That's right. I'm going to lay this, put this back in.
All right. So here's my scraps. Should take those tomato sprout seeds out there and plop them in the ground. See what we come up with. I've done took the these whole. That's a big old jar of pickles. And then sliced us up some of them. I don't want to eat them. Mama won't eat them either. Basically, she'll eat a little bit of tomatoes. She won't eat none of the backside there. She'll just eat these tomatoes. So I've got my veggies. And I like to just use the cutting board. I know it ain't a fancy charcuterie board. But it's, you know. It is what it is, folks. It is what it is. So that's as simple as it gets tonight. We are having just burgers on a Saturday evening. Yes, I've got a grill. I know y'all don't see me out there grilling because, for one thing, it's hot. For another thing, oh, Mama says, but here is the star of her show. There they are, folks. The Kurt's bread and butter. We talked about them last time. No, we're not sponsored for Kurt's or Sevloff. This is just a product review. We just like to pass it on to you and say, hey, we love these and we get these and they're good. And that's, now wet that. That's what we're up for. That's what we want. It's for y'all to know what we like, what we use, what we think's good. I don't think there's enough deal on that for it to hurt anything. That pickle looks like he's dried out. I'm going to put him over there in the scrap pile. These are wonderful bread and butter pickles. They're delicious. They're crisp. You want to put these in the freezer?
No.
They're good and warm. If you can get a good pickle that's warm, you've done something. I thought you had to roll with it, Mama. I thought you...
No, I didn't do it.
When you was rearranging, you said I got to put a fresh bread and butter in there.
Whoa!
That knife ran across that counter. That's what happened. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. Mama, I'm going to tell them your sad news from last night.
My sad news. Did I have sad news last night?
Did you have sad news last night, Mama? So last night, as soon as we got through with the video, Mama was cutting up watermelon in cantaloupe over by the sink. And she reached up in that cabinet to get her a plate, paper plate, and she knocked out her Fire King orange ombre bow. You know, it starts out real orange and comes down to a light orange, and she's used it. How long you had that bow on?
Ever since I can remember.
For 50-something years. It's so old she bought it new. It's our gravy bow. We've used it for gravy for 100 years. Now I'm going to try to... It's broke pretty solid, you know, like bigger chunks. I'm going to try to glue it together and maybe put some succulents in it, or maybe put a pot in it for her outside. We're going to see what we can do, but Mama was upset for a minute or two.
Longer than that.
Longer than that, she said. But then she said, you know, it's just material. And the memories of the bow is what matters. And we don't even use it anymore much because we don't use that much gravy. That was when Dad was alive. So, you get sentimental about your dishes, don't you folks? You know, you all got that one dish that Granny used or Mama used, or, you know. And anytime I seen that bowl come out, I knew it was having gravy or wilted lettuce, because she would wilt lettuce in that one sometimes.
Yeah.
But anymore, we've been using the clear one.
And it was in the clear one, and I set it out there too, because I don't know if it's cracked or not. I just couldn't look.
It was weird. Both bowls, one was inside the other, clear one, and then the Fire King, the orange ombre Fire King was inside of that one, and they fell out of that cabinet. At first I thought they hurt Mama, but she was okay. She tried to catch it with her elbow, but it didn't really. And it landed flat on the counter, and the clear one didn't break, but the one inside of it did. Is that not weird? Anyway, we've lost a valuable little heirloom for the family that was one of Mama's bows. But, you know, you can't get sentimental about things like that, because we've had them, we've enjoyed them, and it's what you use them for. Don't put them up. Don't put them up. That's the point. Use them. If you break them, you break them. That's just life. It's part of it. It's a part of the whole cycle. You know, you can't wrap them up in bubble wrap and keep them in a box somewhere, so I don't afraid I might break it. Well, break it. I'd rather use it and break it is to never see it, except when you clean out from under that china cabinet or wherever you're keeping them once a year, and you think, oh, there's my bow. That ain't the way life is meant to be, folks. So, Mama was upset last night, and the more we talked about it, she and I both, the more we both kind of laughed about it and said, you know, it's just a bow. It's not as much sentimental value as we was trying to place on it. And I even looked online, they've got them. And I said, Mama, I'll order you another one. And she said, no, it wouldn't be mine. It wouldn't be the same.
How much was it?
It was going to be like $50 when I got it here. But I was going to do it just because Mom was kind of so, you know, at this moment. She didn't cry, but she wanted to. And, but the point is, we had it, we used it for years, and there are memories attached to stuff. I don't care who you are. You know, unless you were just one of those people that, you know, moved around a lot or didn't have grandparents or something. I've got bowls here that was Granny's. I know what she used to cook in it. Pots, kettles, skillets, those things you get an attached spoons. You get an attached show, and they're worth the memories for you. But don't mistake them for the memories. You still have the memories. You still have the good times. So the point is, live life, enjoy it. Everything has a season. And once that season's gone, it's gone. But, so, yeah. I don't know, do you have any other bowls like that now, Mama?
I've got some, well, not like that.
We got some old ones that you started housekeeping with, some old Corelware and those things, but not any that we use consistently for years.
Not for special.
Let's see what these burgers look like in 8 minutes, folks. Mama just now drug them out.
Ooh.
Now, if that ain't a burger, I don't know what it is.
That was extra lean ground chuck. Look at the stuff that's in it.
Yeah, that's water. That ain't even grease.
I know.
I'll do cheese and bacon. Here's some bacon that Mama fixed this morning in the Micro Pro Grill. And we just wrapped it up, laid it in there because I knew we was going to have burgers. And I thought, well, I'll have some of that smoky applewood bacon on my burger. Now, Mama, you want to have any bacon?
I'm going to pull the grease off.
You want any bacon?
No.
No, she said. I know stuff. I love it. I love it. You know what? I'm going to admit it right here live to y'all tonight. The older I get, the more I am turned into my mama. The spicy is great, and I still like some spice, and I still like flavor, but the older I get, the more I just want plain, simple stuff. And it's not like you know, my stomach can't handle it or something. It's just the flavor. I just want some plain, you know, I don't have to have 1,000 seasonings on everything like I used to. And vanilla ice cream is one of my favorite flavors. If I could only have one flavor of ice cream the rest of my life, I would definitely say vanilla. Boring. No. But
I want cheese on yours too.
yes, please, ma'am. I'll get it. If you got. I know it's boring. But vanilla is so versatile. You can put chocolate syrup and have chocolate flavor. You can put strawberry syrup. You can put pineapples. You can put pineapples over it and have pineapple. So vanilla would have to be one of my favorite. And I love just homemade vanilla ice cream. Most of the time, that's what we make is homemade vanilla. Mama, you don't want any cheese?
No.
And see, that bacon's very hot. Can y'all see it right there? Put that cheese right over top of that. Now I'll turn it this way so it don't pull my cheese off. But again, it'll stay getting hot. It's good. This is the Tupperware Cheese Keeper. Now that I got it in my hand. It's got a special venting system on top. Those are not holes. There's a little film over that, but yet it lets out what it needs to let out. Keeps your cheese good. It's a good size to pull in and out. Tupperware didn't tell me to, or didn't even tell me I was allowed to. But if we get fresh deli meat, I put them in a cheese keeper too. Not in with the cheese, just its own self. They make other little containers for it, and they're fine to use, but the cheese keepers work great, and I found no problem with them. I'll put bologna in a cheese keeper. I'll put in, don't go out and say, Tupperware's got, no, John just is using cheese keepers for cold cuts. It works for me. That's the truth. Mama, I'm sitting here looking at a bag of oranges. Would you like some orange with some tea?
Yeah, that would be good.
We're not going to do peach tea tonight, are you?
No, I don't have peach tea made. You drink it all.
Oh, again?
Again.
That keeps on happening.
All
We're going to
right.
have to look into that. I don't know. There's a problem.
You heard me say you drink it all.
Well, I know, Mama. I was trying to divert it. You know, some of the blame.
Did it work?
Well, not after you brought it up again. 50 times.
Here.
People kind of, what?
Oh, we're sure.
People kind of picked up on it when you said it the second time. What are y'all up to? How much is the Cheese Keepers? Lord Linda, I don't know. Mama, how much was it? They're not on sale this month, are
No,
they?
I don't think they are.
Nola will probably post one for you, Linda. No, if Nola's on here, she usually, if anybody asks about anything, she goes and pulls it and posts it. I can't do anything on my phone because y'all are on here with me. So, that's where we are. But they're handy. But don't think they're on sale this month. I can't. Tupperware is...
I don't believe they are.
Tupperware has got its own little...
It's pink and stuff. It's on special. The bowls and the...
Not pink, Mama, blue.
That's for
pink.
July. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I went a month ahead.
Yeah, you went a month ahead.
Yeah.
Tupperware has got so much stuff that they've been putting on sale here lately. Which is good, but I can't keep up with all of it. Can't keep up. I can keep up with one or two things. I showed y'all the other night all the stuff that I was, that we had on there. Now I've got to tell you, coming up next month is some stuff that I must have. And I don't have. That's how new it is. We don't have it. So, can't wait to show that to y'all. That's coming up. I just got a sneak peek of it the other day. I picked up the wrong night. This orange makes this tea so good. We just take regular y'all's decaffeinated tea and we slice up an orange and put it in there, and it's good as the peach tea is peach. The orange is orange. That makes sense. We love it. Put it that way. And you could even make a whole picture of it. Slice you up a couple of oranges and let them sit in there during the day.
But don't leave them with the hull, because it gets bitter.
Don't leave them with the hull, because that hull will get bitter. Kind of like lemons. Mama, it's time for some fresh lemonade, too.
Yeah.
'Tis the season, folks. 4th of July will be here for you. Know it. Y'all got your plans. Have you got your plans? What you're going to eat? Who you got coming over? Who's bringing the fireworks? All that hot mess. Because, folks, it's time. This is y'all's regular sweet tea.
There you go.
This is y'all's... no, she does not need out. I can guarantee.
She just come in.
She's been out 3 times in the past hour. And both times... one time I went and got her and told her to come in. Both other times she barked, wanting to come in. And... we're just at her will and mercy. She lets us live here.
I don't know if she's going to let that happen much longer.
She's getting a little worse. I mean, it's getting to almost like I'm afraid. She may ask us to leave. She's not. She's not happy right now over here. You hear her snorting.
She ain't got her way.
She has this little snort she does. But there's that orange in there. You see how I do it? I just take my knife and twist around in there, break up them little membrane, and I go and put my whole rind in there.
There you go. That's nice.
Would you like for me to doctor on yours, Mommy?
Yes, please.
But yeah, she's getting serious in her old age. Maggie's getting old, folks.
She's contrary.
Maggie's not a young pup. She's 13 or 14.
She's went through a whole lot. I don't know how she's yet survived.
She's a survivor. She can still run up down them steps. She's not by no means a little frail old lady yet.
I trained her well.
But she's getting up there into the age where I worry about her, that's just the way it is.
Ooh.
That's what I just heard say, Mama. Ooh, your cup runneth over.
This French fries got brown on one corner.
Did you spray them all?
Yeah, I tried to.
I don't know. That orange is good.
I wish I'd have made I'd realized it sooner you could have peach.
Well, I'll make some before I go to bed, and we'll have it for lunch tomorrow.
That sounds like a good plan.
And it don't take but a heartbeat to make it. You just have to take the bag, put it in some boiling water, and then take it off and let it steep for 9 minutes. Fill the pitcher half full of ice is what I do. And then top it off with water. Put your sugar if you want sugar. And that's easy. That's not hard to tile, is it, Mama? Let's see.
This ain't very brown up here.
Very brown, good brown. It's crisp. Look at that. That's
crisp.
perfect, Mama.
There you go.
It's perfect. Loaded up. Bacon cheeseburger tonight, folks.
Here you go, another little bite of cheese.
Oh, you only want one little bite. There it is, folks. So what are y'all having today? Hopefully, after you read these comments, you will understand John and Momma better. Mama can cook everything. Now let's tell y'all something.
What have I done?
She loves it. Glory, she loves it. It's who she is. She really does want anyone in. Oh, Mama is horrible about I want people in her kitchen. Evidently, didn't read the comments, but this is what they usually go. John, you make Mama do all the work. John, get up and move that yourself. John, do that. That's the way it works here, folks. You don't mess with Mama. Either you cook it, or you let her cook it. Mama.
That's right.
Tell her, Mama.
That's right.
Do you want me to start getting up and doing all that for myself?
No, you're getting my way.
Do you want me to?
I didn't mean to be mean, though, yes you did.
Do you want me to? What did I do today? Let's see. What could they be fussing about today? You handed me the cheese. Maybe it was the cheese. Did the cheese set somebody off, Nola? Was it the cheese?
When you're used to doing stuff, when you get old habits are hard to break. And I'm used to doing the cooking and fixing.
And that's how you get your nickname, Jackrabbit.
Yeah, your daddy done that. My nickname over my nickname.
It was Jackrabbit. And I still tell her, don't be a jackrabbit, Mama. You don't have to jump up every time somebody says something. Like you could say anything. Like
You got
a mushroom.
You need another one?
Yes, please. Oh, I've got one.
Oh, you got
You could say like, is there any mushrooms in the pantry? She'd jump and say, yes, Mom, we don't have to have mushrooms. You know, or is there this or that? Mama's always been that way. I know a lot of y'all probably, you can see stuff and you think, oh, and you get to make comments. The point of it is just sit back, relax, enjoy. We do us. This is the same thing we're going to do whether you're here or not.
Yeah.
I cook for Mama. I wait on Mama.
You've been doing most of the cooking lately.
We share the chores. I sit here because when I stand up, I'm tall. And I'm up here, Mama's down here, the food's here. This is the best setup we can come up with until we get somebody who can tell us how to do it better. If we had one of those cameras overhead and some of that fancier stuff, but we don't know how to set it up. So we'll just do one little phone here, pointing in one little direction.
Let's see Marvin here.
Oh yeah, I could have told you that wouldn't go on there because it's a mess.
Too cool.
So we're not fancy. We don't cut. We don't edit. We start the camera. We stop the camera. What you all see is what we do. We don't. There's no shortcuts. There's no time lapses. We don't know how to do anything.
We're just us doing our things.
Right. And we just turn on the camera. It's no different if you're sitting right here with us. We don't hide nothing. We don't change nothing. We just go with it, don't we, Mama?
I reckon that's right.
And it's not because, we just don't know no better. We don't know how to edit. I don't know how to put no fancy words on here. I don't know how to. If I stop this, it's over. We'll just have to start another one. There's no pause. Truth's the truth, folks. We have gotten so used to you all being in our lives, we don't even think about it. And sometimes, even when we're not planning on filming, one of us say, we should go ahead and film. Like one morning we was having breakfast, we just went ahead and started filming. Mm-hmm. We're going to bless it?
Yeah, I want some tomatoes from my burger.
Yes, ma'am. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this wonderful meal. We thank you for these precious hands that prepared it, dear Lord. We just pray for the nourishment of our bodies. Dear, we just pray that you'll be with each and every person out there, dear Lord, and be with all those spoken and unspoken requests, Lord. And dear Lord, put a protection on our children. Watch over, lead, and guide, and direct us in your name, we pray. Amen. Mm-hmm. Mama, here's some tomato. Delicious Roma tomato. You don't want none of the other. You want your thin onion?
Yeah, I can have a smidgen of it. Not much. I don't make much. Oh, not on it. You know I don't.
I sort of say it'd probably be a side kind of thing.
Yeah, I eat it if I want it.
Okay. All right. Anything else? I just had a big salad, Wanda. That's good.
That sounds good.
I crave salad sometime. Roasted red potatoes and broccoli and vegetable burger. That sounds good, Amy.
Did you go to cut my burger?
I'm going to order pizza, she says. Now that's good too on a Saturday. Or a Friday. Or any day. Saturdays are a good day. We used to have a little deli that we would run up and get a hoagie from. We still have one up there, and we have gone up there a time or two. We went more when Dad was alive because he would say, let's just run and get a hoagie. Mom and I say, we should run and get a hoagie. And then Mom will say, or we could just have a bologna sandwich. And I'll say, well, let's just eat the bologna. True story. Huh?
I'm that way, ain't I?
Mama simplifies it right now. You ready to eat?
I'm eating.
Okay. Anything else going on? I just made fruit pasta. What's that? Lynn, that sounds delicious. Stew for tonight. That sounds good too.
We ain't had no stew in a long time.
We haven't, Mama. A good mom always waits on her family. The only time she don't, she's sick. Linda, I think that's true. It is a mama. Even when she's sick, she wants to do stuff. Black beans and rice and shrimp. Rita, that sounds good.
Not the shrimp.
Not for Mama. No hot fish. Not that she eats it cold. She just don't want it. Catfish. She'll do catfish.
You seasoned the burgers pretty good.
Did I?
Mm-hmm.
It's different, folks. There's a difference between sprinkling them on one side or two sides and then frying them or mixing it in there at their mama.
Mm-hmm.
Your burgers look awesome. It does, don't it? Let's see if I can give you a shot. Bird's
Mama
eye
used
view.
to put bread in hers. Stretch the meat, but it was good. I thought you're supposed to do it that way. Didn't know the difference.
Let's see, folks, that's my layered up burger. My hand won't twist that way. It's what about it? That's how you make a burger. Mmm. Well, I got the top half. Let's go in for some bacon, cheese, and burger.
When you just eat onion and tomato.
Mm-hmm. Mmm. I agree with you, Mom. I did a great job.
Mm-hmm.
Here, Mom, you didn't get none of these.
Put them here on my onion.
There you go, ma'am.
Thank you.
Those are good. Bread and butter pickles now, folks. Delicious. Well, that forks is done summer sauce.
It didn't stay in there.
I mix the seasoning in my patties. Janice, it's good and it helps. Don't do it every time, but I do it a lot of times. Hey, Jimmy, how are you? I'll take a homemade burger over a bump burger any day. Ben didn't, me too.
I won't eat it. Bump burger.
Mama won't eat them. Looks delicious, Liz. It is.
I guess that's all in my mind. I'll eat this, but I won't eat a hamburger else.
Now you will like at Pizza Stop.
What?
At the Pizza Stop, you've had their burgers before.
Not the burgers. I'm not eating a hamburger.
I thought you had.
Mm-mm.
You would like theirs. They're like ours. If they make them like homemade, she would eat them. Wouldn't you?
I don't know. I ain't tried one in years and years.
I thought you'd had one out there.
Even when you was little, I didn't eat them. I ate French fries and went on.
Mama's like a kid. When you go out to eat, you gotta make sure they have some chicken tenders. Because she'll eat chicken tenders. And we'll go somewhere new or something. And she'll say, do they have chicken tenders? I say, yeah, they have good chicken tenders. All right, I'll get that, she'll say. Ain't that right, Mama?
Mm-hmm. I just never did eat hamburgers. I guess because the way Mommy fixed them with the bread and seasoning mixed them up.
Mm-hmm.
I just never did eat
Not
them.
anything to compare?
Yeah. What I was used to. I thought that's the way you're supposed to fix them. I didn't realize when I was little that she's stretching the meat.
Well, I've got chores to do. I got water, some flowers. Got a few more things I want to do outside before dark. It's just 15 till 6, so we got plenty of time, folks. And then I'll take the princess out and let her redirect her territories. And then I may call it an early night. I may sit on the porch and look at lightning bugs.
Several out there already. Watch them. Go out here in the back set and watch the sunset tonight. That would probably be pretty
Could do
fun.
some sunset watching. Or some lightning bug watching.
Or both.
Or both. Create some spaces in your house, folks.
Watch the deers down on the field.
The deer that we had last year that I showed you all, they're back. I haven't got a count this year because the hay hasn't been cut yet. Once the hay's cut, I'll have to wear a mask. Once the hay's cut, you can see them really easy, so I can count them better.
We usually have 3 or 4 at a time.
But I'm thinking this year there might be 5 or 6 because babies. We'll see. See how many made it over the year.
We did have 11 at one time. We counted up here.
Mm-hmm. And then at one time there was 25 come right up here on the hill. That was an unusual occurrence. We don't even know where they all come from. That's been a migrant pattern. Saw a big hawk yesterday. Just sitting around, looking around, doing nothing. And I looked up and there was a big hawk. And it came and it landed on a telephone pole. Just at the edge of the yard. And it just sat there. Beautiful. I should have took a picture. But really and honestly, I was so enthused with watching it and seeing it pull its feathers, spread its feathers out and close them back. It was, I don't know if it got wet or what. But it was so beautiful. I didn't even think to take a picture.
The other day, there's one went over in the middle of the day. I sat on the front porch, and the shadow it cast on the ground was almost like a small plane. It was,
Mama, you'll get out there and the hawk will pick you up and carry you off.
I don't think it would. It couldn't lift all its weight. I'm safe.
You don't know. You got anything you want to add tonight, Mama?
No.
No? What about you all? Hi, Patsy. Hey, Darlene. Hey, Linda. I'm 35 miles west of Lamar County, nearly in Missouri. Well, hello, Linda. Welcome aboard.
We're close to Memphis or something.
Oh, Eric Church is playing at your fairgrounds, Garen? Leonard Skinner. Y'all got a good fair going. Hawks will get little dogs like Maggie. Debbie, I know, but I think Maggie's...
Like me, too heavy to be lifted.
She's about 30 pounds. Yeah, they will get them, though. That's a fact. We are blessed. Patsy, we are blessed. Having trouble hearing Connie? I hope not. I've got the microphone going. Sending love from Ireland. Well, hello, Geraldine from Ireland. Mama loves Ireland, Geraldine.
Yeah, I'd like to go back.
Better watch Maggie out there with a hawk. Nancy, we've had hawks here. Now, we do lose chickens. We used to from hawks occasionally, but a hen will weigh, 5, 6 pounds at the most, 4, 3. You will lose them, but these hawks are red-tailed hawks, I think. I don't think one could pick Maggie up. No, it could swoop down on her. But we've not had any trouble with her yet. And they've been here since we had chickens back in the day. We watch her, though.
I like when 2 or 3 or 4 of them gets together and sail.
Now, they'll take a Yorkie. You're right, Ellen. They'll take a Yorkie. Well, thank you, Jason. Hey, Steve. Thank you for watching. Can you put bananas in the fridge, Smarts? Sonia, no, there's no spot on. I mean, they're not supposed to put bananas in the fridge. You can freeze bananas if you want to use them for smoothies or something, or banana cakes or something like that. But you don't put bananas in the refrigerator to keep them. It's on the no list. Your cheeseburger looks delicious, Gina. It is. Hey, Timmy in Virginia, how are you? What kind of seasoning are you using the meat, Preston? I use this right here. This is y'all's Southern Secret. It's an onion and garlic seasoning. It's delicious. It's got a good blend to it. I use this stuff on everything, and I didn't put it today, but normally I put a little bit of ranch seasoning in it too, but I didn't today. I don't know why. Just shouldn't think about it. I just put salt, pepper, and I shook this on there, blended it in, shook it on there again, blended it again. So I guess I put a ½ teaspoon of this in a ½ pound of hamburger meat. It just makes a difference if you want to put it in there and blend it up like that and then cook it. It's in the meat, it's on the meat. Most of the time, if we're in a hurry, we'll just take the meat, Mama, pat them out, salt, pepper, and put season on one side and put it in there and it's done. You get the flavor, but it's not as quick to do as what I did today. That's what it was, Preston. It was simple. The hawk claws would hurt. Yeah, Joyce, they would. And I mean, we're not, and the hawks they're not here all the time. They're a rare, I mean, that's the reason I was surprised to see one. But we do have them in this area. You'll see them a lot of times in the fall, over the roads and stuff where that heat comes up off the roads. You'll see them flying above the roads. You'll see them if you have chickens or if there's fields and I can see mice and stuff in them. You'll have them. This is the first hawk I've seen in a while. When did you see the other one?
It was one day last week, I think.
So we probably got one hawk. We're both seeing it. Maggie has got her little route that she does, and we're watching her because we don't trust her. Near less the hawk. You know, you just don't trust Maggie because she'll go up to the neighbors and tell them what to do with their property too if you let her.
Before her leg got hurt, she went up to hers and he kept at the door until he come out and talked to her and petted
She
her.
will bark at the neighbors' doors. She is not a respecter of me and Mama. She will go anywhere that she thinks she can get a treat or she thinks she can get something. Or if they have dogs, she'll go give them a good talking to and tell them where they're allowed to do and what they're allowed. You can't distrust her in the neighborhood.
He said she would just bark and sit there and sit.
We didn't know that either.
No, and he said until he went out and talked to her and petted her and told her to come home, go home.
Now that was a few years back.
She'd come back.
That was before her foot was hurt. That's when she was a younger pup.
And roaming.
And she didn't roam as much as we didn't think, but evidently she was stepping next door every once in a while.
Well, she'd go from here to your house and stop by his and stuff.
She was, in her younger days, she was a wild thing. Now she's just an older thing that wants to be a wild thing. Maggie will pay you for all your sympathies too. She'll use that little foot like she can't get up the steps, and you'll say, "Come on, honey, come on." And she'll bounce on over and she'll take another little. Don't you fall for that. I've seen her hit 8 steps in the back, hit 90, flying when she wants to be somewhere.
Other times you can't hardly get her up.
If the UPS man pulls in the neighbor's driveway, she can be from porch to UPS man in 15 seconds.
Before he can get out of the truck.
Before he gets out of his truck. She has jumped off the porch, ran across the driveway, up a grass hill, across their driveway to get to his truck. Now the very next day, she may act like she can't get up that step or down that same step. But you let the UPS man pull up and she's healed. You let me come home, Mama says she'll act like she can't hardly do nothing all day. When I come home, she dances and runs through this house like her tail's on fire. And then she'll come back and lay down. You can't trust her. She's got her own little agenda, don't she, Mama? We love her. Love her to pieces.
She's like a little kid.
Yes, they have had snakes. Noah, what is that all about?
Yeah, we have snakes.
We're country people, folks. We don't live in the city. We got snakes and coyotes and bears. We've got hawks.
And fox.
And fox. And coons. Them little ring-tailed raccoons that everybody goes up in the mountains looking for. Sometimes you can just step out the backyard and see one. We have opossums. Possums, I don't mind a good possum or two in the yard. They eat ticks. They don't carry rabies. Possums don't have rabies. Coons do. Raccoons do have rabies. Possums don't carry rabies. And they will eat ticks and clean up other, and they'll eat snakes. A possum will eat a snake. And they'll eat copperheads and rattlesnakes too. So, a good possum, I don't mind going in the yard and finding one of them every once in a while. But, you know, we're in the country.
We have lots of rabbits and squirrels.
We have rabbits, squirrels. When you come in at night in the spring, you'll see 2 or 3 groups of rabbits running around the yard. You'll have squirrels. You'll see deer. You might even see a coyote in the field at dusky dark. We are right here in nature. But we've been here in nature. We love it. Now, the bears are a new thing.
Oh, yeah. And the coyotes are newer this further down.
The coyotes are more, they're not new here. They've just done a real good job of getting out and about. And there's plenty of rabbits for them here. So as the rabbit population increased, so did the coyote population. So that's how that works.
And the coyote got Nike made one.
We did have a coyote attack, but 2-3 years ago on her. The bears have been around for about 5 years. People have seen on trail cams. There's been sightings. We had one in the barber shop about 10 years ago downtown. It just broke in the barber shop. We've had them on the streets of Jellico. We've had them at the churches in downtown Jellico. We've just had bears for a while. But every year, you start seeing more and more, and people start having them in their garbage cans, and they're coming down to the neighborhoods and stuff like that. So we've got right now about 2 or 3 active bears that make their way on Facebook about every week.
Several sightings of them every week.
And sometimes, the way Maggie carries on, I'm sure we get one out here at night just walking through. We don't leave our garbage out. We don't leave any food out or anything like that. We don't try to encourage it in any way. So we hope that will keep them moving on. All right, folks, I'm going to eat my burger.
This is a poorhouse. They never have no food out.
I'm going to eat my burger while it's halfway warm. And y'all have a blessed night. And Lord willing, see you for Sunday School Highlights in the morning. And I don't know about Southern Sunday lunch tomorrow. Could be baloney again. Who knows? It's summertime. We're quite unpredictable in the summer.
I've got to get ready for my trip and my vacation.
Oh, Mama. We're quite unpredictable in the summer here. We cook some, we don't cook some. If it's hot, if we're tired, if we've worked, if we've done, if Mama's traveling, whatever's going on. It depends. It depends. So, Mama, anything you want to add?
No.
All right, folks.
I was real hungry, but now I'm full.
You all be blessed. Have a great night. Find you something good to eat. Make you some memories. Say good night, Mama.
Good night, Mama. God bless you all. Have a wonderful night and day tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Bye, y'all.